Hello everyone! Welcome back to Algorithm with Chelsea. Today we will learn Python if statements. If statements help Python make decisions. Let's begin. We use if all the time in real life. If it is raining, take an umbrella. If you are hungry, eat a snack. If you finish homework, you can play games. Python can do the same kind of thinking using if statements. Now, something very important in Python, indentation. Indentation means spaces at the beginning of a line. Python cares about these spaces. The spaces tell Python which lines belong together. Let's look at the example code. First, we set age to 11. Then we write, if age is greater than or equal to 10, do something. Please notice the colon at the end of the if line. Now look at the two print lines under the if. They start with 4 spaces. Those 4 spaces mean these lines belong to the if statement. So, if the condition is true, Python will print both messages. Here is the syntax of a simple if statement. We write if, then a condition, then a colon. On the next line, we indent 4 spaces and write what to do. So it means, if the condition is true, do these indented lines. Now, an example. We set temperature to 32. Then we check if temperature is greater than 30. If that condition is true, Python prints, it's a hot day. If the condition is false, Python prints nothing, and it just moves on. Now your turn. Read the code carefully. Score is 100. The condition checks, is score greater than 90? If the condition is true, Python will run the 2 indented print lines. What is the output? Pause the video and predict the exact lines. Let's check the output. Score is 100, and 100 is greater than 90. So the condition is true. Python prints the first line, great job. Then Python prints the second line, you got an A. Both lines print because both lines are indented under the if statement. Sometimes we want 2 choices. One choice when the condition is true, and another choice when it is false. That is if-else. If the condition is true, Python runs the indented block under if. Otherwise, Python runs the indented block under else. Here is an example, even or odd. Number is 7. We check, number modulo 2 is equal to 0. The percent sign means modulo, or finding remainder. So number modulo 2 is the remainder when dividing by 2. If the remainder is 0, the number is even. Otherwise, the number is odd. Since 7 has remainder 1 when divided by 2, Python prints odd number. Now a question. Score is 55. The condition checks, is score greater than or equal to 60? If true, print, you passed. Else print, try again next time. What is the output? Pause and predict. Let's check. Score is 55. 55 is not greater than or equal to 60. So the condition is false. Python goes to the else part. It prints, try again next time. Sometimes we have more than 2 cases. Then we use if, elif, elif, and else. Python checks conditions from top to bottom. As soon as Python finds the first true condition, it runs that block and stops checking. The else block is the none of the above case. Now a question about grades. Score is 88. First, Python checks, is score greater than or equal to 90? If not, Python checks, is score greater than or equal to 80? Then it checks 70, and finally else. What is the output? Pause and predict the printed grade. Let's check. Score is 88. 88 is not greater than or equal to 90, so the first condition is false. Next, Python checks, is 88 greater than or equal to 80? Yes, it is. So Python prints, grade B. And Python stops, it does not check the other conditions. Now a temperature question. Temperature is 15. First condition, temperature greater than or equal to 25. Second condition, temperature greater than or equal to 15. Otherwise, wear a warm coat. What is the output? Pause and decide which line prints. Let's check. Temperature is 15. 15 is not greater than or equal to 25. So the first condition is false. Now check the second condition. 15 is greater than or equal to 15. That is true. So Python prints, wear a light jacket. You have learned the if statements. I leave a few questions to you. Now question 1. Number is 8. We check. Number modulo 2 is equal to 0. Think, 8 divided by 2 has remainder 0. So will Python print even or odd? Pause and answer. The output is even, because 8 modulo 2 is 0. The condition is true, so Python prints even. Now, question 2. Temperature is 19. We want it to print cold when temperature is less than 20. Fill in the blank condition. What should go after if? Pause and fill in the code. The condition should be, temperature is less than 20. Since temperature is 19, 19 is less than 20. So the condition is true. Python prints, cold. Now, question 3. Height is 115. We want to print, you can ride the roller coaster, if height is greater than or equal to 120. Otherwise print, sorry, you are not tall enough. Fill in the blank condition and the two messages. Pause and write the missing parts. Let's check the filled code. The condition is, height is greater than or equal to 120. Height is 115, so it is not tall enough. The condition is false, so Python goes to else. It prints, sorry, you are not tall enough. Let's review. If means, do something only when a condition is true. If-else means, choose between two paths. If-elif-else means, choose between many paths, from top to bottom, stopping at the first true condition. And indentation, usually 4 spaces, is very important in Python. This concludes our lecture. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Algorithm with Chelsea so you won't miss future updates.